Una Saloto. That meeting where happened for presidency yesterday, where we see Ferdinand Gongo, Secretary General at the Presidency of the Republic, holding hands with the Deputy Director of Protocol, Usval Baboke. It creates spark news. Una know say Captain Efudu be don comot. Talk to where he make and the thing say Ferdinand Gongo, he and Usval Baboke na big time enemy. And so for this edition, I don't decide for tell you why people the way they've done the broadcast fake news. They don't decide for the vex. For them, they see the talk say that hand where when I see Baboke, he and Ferdinand Gongo together, it was a merrymaking. It was fake. Welcome. Dear Cameroonians at home and in the diaspora, good evening. Last Friday, July 31st, 2026, at the Unity Palace in Yaoundé, something happened that many no longer expected. Ferdinand Gongo and Usval Baboke, portrayed for months as the head of two rival fractions inside the presidency itself, worked hand in hand, smiling in front of every constituted body of the state. One image, just one, and yet it was enough to reignite nationwide debate. Tonight, using our older methods, observe, orient, decide, and act, we sought facts from fiction, respond to those crying manipulation, and explain why now, more than ever before, your presence here matter. What actually happened? First, the verified facts. On Friday, July 31st, 2026, a decoration and labor medal ceremony was held at the Palace of the Unity States, attended by the presidency, civilian and military personnel. It is a recurrent tradition at Etudi on occasion to reward senior merits and dedication to the state. Last year in July 2025, around 314 medals were awarded in a similar exercise. This year, it was Ferdinand Gongo, Minister of State and Secretary General of the Presidency, just like last year, Grand Chancellor by delegation of Head of State, who presided over the ceremony. And that is where the image struck a nerve. Beside him, smiling, walking hand in hand with him in front of the audience, Usval Baboke, Deputy Director of the Civil Cabinet. Let me say this plainly, to cut the long story short, part of the commentary I am seeing circulating says, no, these are not recycled old pictures. The scene is genuinely dated 31st July 2026 and was widely picked up and documented by the Cameroonian press the very next day. Those claiming otherwise without checking to do a disservice are doing a disservice to the flow of information, not a service. Now, let's give an orientation to this work. Why this image is generating so much talk? So, because it comes after months of persistent rumors about a cold war at the top of the presidency, what some circles call the Nanga clan, said to be split into two sub-clans, one around Gongo, the other around Baboke, each seeking control over strategic levels, the army, the intelligence, but public finance. It comes above all in a context where Usval Baboke has been summoned for hearing according to Jeune Afrique newspaper before the Special Criminal Court since late June 2026, and where several sources point to a separate investigation tied to the fake decree affair or to the Gold Gate, the fabricated announcement of a vice president appointment and the cabinet reshufflement that shook public opinion several weeks ago. And it comes while the president of the republic continues an extended stay outside the country, more than 55 days already at this point, while Captain Efudu from exile continues to directly implicate the Secretary General office in several serious affairs. An image of coercion in that climate is never neutral. It is a message. What possible message can't be inaugurated from such an image? So, what can we make of it? Some comment I am reading say, even the devil can smile. A couple can shake hands in the morning and after begun fighting all night. And honestly, they are not wrong to say so. A protocol handshake filmed by camera prove the discipline of appearance within an administration. It is proof neither peace or hearts, nor the absence of real rivalry. But other comments swinging to the opposite excess, nothing to see here. It is just to get people talking. It won't change anything for development. I don't agree with that either. The very fact that this handshake became a national event, dissected, shared thousands of times, shows just how much the question of cohesion or discord at the helm of the state apparatus has become a legitimate concern for Cameroonians who said they did not vote for President Paul Biya, but who have to live with him at the helm of the state. The MRC has said it for a long time. A government that needs to stage its unity has something to hide, or at least something to reassure people about. A united household doesn't need to have proof. It is in a photo. It proves its over time through institutional transparency, through its ability to answer serious accusations like those of Captain Efudu with something other than silence, or creating created images. Now, I want to invite you now to act. What possible action am I demanding? What we must demand is simple: that institutions speak to facts, not stage appearances, that the ongoing investigation into the fake decree, into a Efudu's accusation, into every gray area of the political moment move forward and are made public. A handshake doesn't replace an investigation. A smile doesn't replace an explanation. Why are you here? I should always remind you. I want to speak directly to you. You have been here for some time now. Many of you are around 45 years old, 50 so to say, better till 60 and above. You have lived through several decades in this country, or you have been in exile now for some time, or you just moved out of the country and you are having the fever of back home and nostalgia. I want to reassure you that most channels out there are looking for click surrogates. They are looking for views. You need not to watch rumors, not to follow scandals, not to flame yourself with fake news. The official silence that characterizes the state of Cameroon is not an event. It's not first of its kind. You have seen this time immemorial. And if you are still watching this screen tonight, it is because you know how to tell serious information apart from noise. Every script you watch here, every analysis, every check of a date, a source, a context, that takes time, hours of research, verification, and framing to give you a reading that gives you in neither to panic nor complacency. We do it because you deserve it, because you don't need to be talked down to, and you don't need unverified rumors served to you in a hot plate, especially at hot hours. So if this works speak to you, if you feel that you are respected here, at least someone is trying to respect you, do these two things for us. Share this video with people around you. Family first. Protect your family by giving them accurate news. Your friends, your community, here and in the diaspora. And subscribe. Hit that bell. Hit it. Hit that bell. So you don't miss any analysis. And if you want to go further, you can subscribe to our Patreon membership. Subscribing to our Patreon membership gives you full-time access to prime news, to prime figures, to give you access to more accurate content, and give us the means to keep doing this work over a long period of time, answerable to no one but you. What you do here, watching, sharing, supporting, isn't a small gesture. Understanding a country is already the first step towards changing it. The knowledge you take away from this channel, you carry it into your conversation with your family, your decision on a daily basis, the way you look at what is happening around you. It is a real impact, even when it isn't visible right away. Cameroon groundswell, as quoted by some TV panelists, keep playing out behind closed doors. A handshake, however, carefully staged before camera, won't change that as long as the real question remains unanswered. The MRC works towards the advent of a rule of law state, a state where unity is proven through action, not photograph. It's been Cyril, the man. African political news unfiltered. See you very soon. I am Cyril the man, and your age does not deserve that somebody should shout at you. At your age, you don't deserve that people should be feeding you with fake news. And that is why a channel like this one exists. To search, question, do investigation before helping you to understand what is actually going on in Cameroon. And before you ask yourself, but what does it change? No. 10 years ago, this kind of information we are about to share with you was not available and accessible once again for Cameroonian Anglophone in the diaspora. But today, thanks to modern technology, we are about to touch into some salient conversation that has to do with the state. A medal decoration award took place yesterday at the Unity Palace. It was on Friday, July 31st, 2026. Sometime is rendered the Unity Palace in Yaoundé. That is what most people are going to call it. Now, what was this all about? It was to honor staff of the Presidency of the Republic, civil and military personnel, for their service, their commitment, their excellence, and their sacrifice, without forgetting one key word wey we don dey call am all this time: fidelity. This is a recurrent tradition at the President's Palace. So it was not a cooked up, it was not an arrangement between Ferdinand Gongo, Yi, and Usman Vaboke. No. The official residence and the workplace of President Paul Biya has this kind of tradition almost every year. Similar events have held previous years. For example, in July 2025, it was awarded around 314 medals, and earlier ones recognized hundreds of staff with National Order and Labor Medal of Honor. There are some key details of this event that took place yesterday before you go here and there and hear people feeding you with fake news. It was presided over by Ferdinand Gongo, Minister of State and Secretary General of the Presidency, acting on behalf of the head of state, Grand Master of the National Order. The purpose is to award decoration of National Order and medals of honor for labor service to several hundred civilian and military staff of the presidency, recognizing their loyal service to the state. And so attendees to this high-ranking event were, of course, officials at the presidency. Images circulating online notably showed by Ngongo and Usman Vaboke, who is Deputy Director of the Civil Cabinet, appear side by side, walking hand in hand and smiling. This drew attention amidst proud speculation about internal rivalries or tension between them. The exact number of recipients and a full breakdown of specific medal, e.g., Order of Valor, Cameroon Order of Merit, Public Force Decoration, Bravery Medal, Sport Merit Medal, or a Labor Medal, is in gold, silver, bronze for years of services for the 2026 event have not been widely detailed in available reports yet. Unlike some proud ceremonies, the atmosphere is typically one of pride, with families often present. These ceremonies form part of Cameroon's system of national honor, rewarding a long-term dedication, discipline, and contribution within the presidential service. The coverage has come from local outlets and social media, including photo of the event, with some commentary focusing on political optics of the senior officials' public display in unity. And I was already telling you why that display is making a lot of noise. We shall come back to give you more detail about why people are fueling division between Secretary General at the Presidency, Ferdinand Gongo, and the Deputy Director of the Civil Cabinet, Mr. Usman Vaboke. Stay with us.